Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of the Good Cast Show. So it's finally happened after many requests from listeners to bring on this guest on my show. We've finally confirmed and he is here. You've heard him many times on TikTok, social media. He's a very prominent social activist who fights for a lot of issues, particularly issues that affect the Indian community. He's one of the leading members of Hindu Agamam Mani, also Hindu Service Center and Rama Tuition Center, right?
Hey Ram.
Hey Ram Tuition Center, sorry, that provides free education for B40 students. He's an amazing character. I've had the pleasure of being in meetings with him and hearing him speak. He's an amazing orator. So without further ado, please welcome the sensational Mr. Arun Dorasamy. How are you, sir?
Very good, sir.
Thank you so much for making it. This has been, honestly, a lot of people have been asking me, when are you bringing Arun Dorasamy on? I said, hold on, I don't even know the guy, but I finally met you and here you are. So before we get into the gist of issues, I want to get to know you first. Most of us know you from TikTok and all the press conference and the many issues that you fight for. But when Mr. Arun Dorasamy is not fighting for Indian issues or any issues out there, being the face of those issues, what are you like behind closed doors?
Wow. Okay, just to give you a little bit of background.
Yeah.
Saya orang Johor.
Oh, Orang Johor. Oh, so your king now is...
01 lah. Right? So my hometown is Palo,
Okay.
Kluang. And that's, I was born in Palo Estate.
Okay.
So I'm Paka Estate boy.
Same here.
Believe it or not.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that is that.
You Palo and Kluang.
Yeah.
Kluang, which part?
Palo is a small little town from Kluang. It's
Oh,
like
I was in Kluang. I studied in Kluang High School. STK.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very popular school.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, and then after that, I got myself launched from Palo Estate to States.
Okay. Wow. Just like Varanamayiram. There we go.
So, I did my grade school, high school, and first degree all there. And then, my first degree is aeronautical mechanical engineering.
Yo, Devami.
And,
Can't even pronounce it.
And then just to put me through school, I had to do some TV related work. So I was doing a lot of travel log back for Kansas State Network and Texas State Network and things like that. And I had a pleasure of coming back and record a show here called Taste of Malaysia. And
you were part of that.
yeah,
Okay,
it was
wow.
2009, 2010.
Okay.
Then the schedule was for about 6 months or so. 3 months, everything's over. I had 3 months of post production. Did not know what to do, so I went volunteer myself with the Malaysian-Indian, and everything else changed.
Everything else changed.
So and then I thought it's only right for me to come back and give back to my society.
Okay.
And at that time, it was Dato' Waiti, the president of Malaysian-Indian, gave me space, and everything else is history.
Okay.
And 2012, my first issue, Interlock. It was a book that was introduced as part of Bahasa Melayu in SPM. So, and my first fight was with Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin.
Oh, really?
He was MOE minister then. Okay, that was the first one. And after that, one after another. So it is just my luck, I think. All the issues that came on my desk were all national issues. So starting from Interlock. Then after that, 2013 Malaysian Education Blueprint. I was quite active involved in that part. And then the issue of capping 10 subjects, and that is holding a lot of students from taking Tamil language and Tamil literature and that kind of stuff. So I think the one that put me really in a big limelight was issue relating to Batu Cave.
Ah, yes, I saw that. Yes, when the press con was stormed by people and all that.
Then yeah, after that, everything else.
Everything else happened.
Yeah.
So you are very vocal activist. You're always there and you're championing a lot of issues for our community. So, but what made you decide that, okay, this is the path I'm going to take in my life? What was that point where you said, okay, I'm going to devote myself to this? And what is your end goal here?
Okay, I think Hindu Sangam. I mean, a lot of credit goes to Hindu Sangam. Hindu Sangam actually gave me a bearing. Okay, I mean, like everybody else, you've finished your degree and you want to find your bearing and travel. I travel about 37, 38 countries, right, all over. All right, and I wasn't, you just happy go lucky and everything is good and that kind of stuff. So Hindu Sangam gave me a space for me to think. My first Bhagavad Gita book was gifted by Datu Vaiti, and I love reading, so I read Gita then. So it actually changed my life, 180 degree altogether. And that's one. And second thing, I think at that time, Datu Vaiti asked me a question. All of you guys from estate, okay, I've seen the hard life and somewhat managed to come out, okay, and have you turned back and check how many left back there that needed help? So who do you expect to help them if it's not you? That was I thought that was a $1 million question that actually stuck to my head. Like, yeah, am I going to wait for somebody else to help, or I need to do my part? So then that's where I told Datu Vaiti then, okay, what do you want me to do? So he actually, in Tamil, we call it Puliyar Sulila. Puliyar Suli is like a little writing with God's blessing. So he said, okay, I want you to help some youth to find job, right? So at that time, I have known Tan Sri Nyanalingam from Westport through some common friends and stuff like that, and we become quite close, of course. And quickly I called him. I said, "Do you need people?" And he said, "Yeah, we are hiring now." Then I said, "Put me to your HR, and I will see what are their requirements." And then, and being a media person, always been in the limelight, so it's kind of easier for me to get the word out. So that's what happened. And matter of fact, during that time, we interviewed close to 400 Indian youth, Hindu youth, right at the Malaysia Hindu Sangam's Wisma Malaysia Hindu Sangam. So that was the first time. First time you're doing this kind of stuff, and the happiness, right? Happiness out of giving people and making people happy, or it's something else. It is not. It's not something that you ever experienced before. So it was really elating. It was lifting your soul up. Then I thought, finally, I found a direction. What excites me every day? What actually, what eventually will make my life useful? All right. So that's when I thought, okay, I'm going to move myself totally from states, okay, to Malaysia. And then I need to find what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and all the stuff. And need to get more friends and get used to the local culture, because I was there for almost 2 decades, right? Local culture, language. Until today, my Tamil is Ilakkana Tamil. And so all together, right? So the one after another. And people been very kind. I think I met some of the beautiful soul here. And I mean, I can't imagine me doing anything else than what I'm doing today that excites me every day, make my life a little bit more useful. And end game is finally I will take a pilgrimage back to Kasi.
Kasi, that's your plan.
Exactly, that's it.
But before you get to that, you are a very notable social activist. I think fair to say you are one of the more popular social activists out there, because you do promote yourself and you do stand in the front whenever issues are there, which is good. You are really taking charge of it. And I've seen some of the the backlash you have faced, especially the Batu Caves is one famous one. You faced a lot of backlash, even negative comments from people as well and all that. But you take that on the chin and you keep moving. So with all this, when will we see Arun Dorasamy in Parliament?
Okay. As you correctly said, I'm an activist. Okay. At this time, I want to be the pressure group. I want to be the person that actually I like to be the voice of the people for now. Okay, but definitely I say if
say it here.
If
Give us a date.
if a situation warrant me to take up that role, nothing's stopping me. But mentally, I am an activist, and I do not want 1 + 1 is 2, and I don't negotiate much on that part, and that's one of the thing why why my journey being despite lot of backlashes here and naysayers and all those stuff, I really don't care, because your stuff, you know what you are, so nothing else will stop you, right? So you keep it clean, you keep it square, and the seva comes first, the dharma comes first, and everything else non-negotiable.
But then, just to add to that, I mean, the current Prime Minister was an activist as well once upon a time. So who knows? Maybe I think we'll see you in Parliament very soon. I think it's a good thing. We need more activists in Parliament. That's where the people's welfare will be fought for. Actually.
Yeah, we saw a lot of activists that gone wrong side. Right? I can give you even our speaker, our former speaker.
Who is that? Former speaker, Nga Koming.
Before.
Who was the speaker? So many. Who? Which one are you referring to? Oh, you want me to say the name, not you? Which one was it?
See,
Hanayo?
No, my 2018 speaker.
Oh, I can't remember.
No activist. I'm trying to get the name from you.
Okay, never mind. Let me think. Very popular speaker.
I mean, yeah, popular for wrong reason, lah.
Is it the lady? The Bien? No, she's recent. Oh, I can't remember.
2018.
2018. Ayo, that's a long time. 6 years today. Never mind. Let me check. Later. Post production will add it.
We'll get it.
So let's go to some current issues first before we dive into the Indian community. So of course, recently there was a anti-ANWR protest organized by one YB Viral. So you've seen the protest. You saw the turnout. About 200 plus people came. Do you think that protest was a success, and was it needed now?
Actually, first of all, that particular anti-ANWR protest did not get much traction at all, because the message wasn't clear. Okay, he was trying to give, according to him, he wanted to give a heads up to ANWR to change course. What exactly he meant, what exactly he wants, where exactly ANWR gone wrong, all those stuff weren't elaborated, nor is clear. So this kind of pressure groups always make things harder for activists and groups like us that are very issue specific.
Very niche.
So that I can tell you what's the problem. I can probably offer you enough data, and I can even offer you suggest some solution to it. So the issue is very clear. And when you blanketly saying that you do not, you're giving him a heads up and the direction is wrong and things like that. Of course, he was going after the
subsidies and all
the
that.
Subsidy
That was the main
rollback
issue,
and things like that. But he did not offer much info on it. Of course, nobody especially when your subsidies pulled out. But justification, I don't know. So I'm not a big fan of ANWR, but that particular thing, I thought, and I actually followed all his postings and stuff like that. But nothing actually hit me at all. So for that reason, I did not even share. I did not even consider. And all of a sudden, it just happened. Boom, bang. 200 people showing up for that kind of thing. It is a big embarrassment.
It is. It's not. It can't compare to Bersih size, thousands of people.
Yeah, because
and all that.
Bersih had a very clear,
clean elections and all that. Yeah,
clear message. What they want. They want a clean election. We all want clean election, especially after we saw the blackout election.
Yes.
Right.
GE13, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. 2013. Right. So the blackout elections. So we had a clear. See, when you have too many messages, that's where all the messages get diluted, get all all just little hype and gone.
Okay.
So Bersih last because until today they're all about reform. Okay, and after the election they came to on the path of reform. So it's very clear. So if Bersih calls something, that's all. Bersih will not call anything for nothing, and they will always have a substance. They have a clear message, and their programs are very organized, and they have earned the credibility. But
not this guy, lah.
Not this guy.
Okay.
Not people like Dr. Akmal.
Definitely, yeah. They have not. They just they seem to ride a wave.
Actually, you know what? Through I've been quite active in this activism for the past 10 years now, 10, 12 years or so. Right? I've seen people, right, that come, boom, 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 bang, and gone. All right, like I don't know what you call it. All right, and then there are people quite I've from the day one I've seen Dato Ambika. She always been there, and then on issues, and she'll come and she'll make her voice heard, and she will do whatever needed, and she's always there. It's not like you will not see one month or 1 week that she's talking every day, and the next time she's
very consistent.
Very consistent, like that. Then I've seen a lot of even among Indian activists, we have seen so many that came. So again, I think just because people will not follow you, I learned this one. In my experience, been as an activist, active activist, right? People don't not only see your message or the issue, people also see who's actually bringing it. Right?
Okay.
It is people will say, look at the message, not the messenger. But in activism, it's not only about the message, but also the messenger. The messenger have to earn, because see, you bring a message. Say, so I'll take example matriculation, right? So I just fight for that particular month or particular week, and then I'm gone. And nothing gets solved within a month, within a year. Okay, even 10 years. I've seen issues that gone 10 years. Like this matriculation issue. Okay, for example,
it has been there forever.
Yeah. And it started 2012, and today is what
24.
12 months, and
12 years.
12 years, and then. So it is ongoing. So I've seen that people not only care about the issue, the message, but also the messenger.
That means they want someone who's credible, who they can trust, who has a positive record to bring those messages.
Correct.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Otherwise, and then the public got burned so many times, right?
Now they're very smart. They know.
They said, I don't want to be the. I just do not want to be the movie playing in their theater. So I want.
Very well said.
I do not want them to use me. Okay, like example, I will take. See, if you want to be popular in among Indian community, there's always TNT.
Ah, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Temple and Tamil School.
Yes.
All right.
That's the key one. Yeah.
TNT. So if you want to champion, be known. Okay, you take one Tamil school. Right now, there's for everything else, there's SJKT Sungai Bakap.
Yes, that's now everyone taking it now.
Okay.
Suddenly, everyone cares about SJKT Sungai Bakap.
Every time you have a by-election, KKB, we got SJKT Ladang Kerling, right? And after KKB, and now the SJKT Ladang Kerling, the hostel, they wanted the hostel to be out after KKB, right? So it was so.
Well, you mean now since the elections is over, they
Yeah.
want to demolish the hostel?
They wanted the hostel to be vacated because it is.
I don't know whether is it the sad state of politics now, but I'm no longer getting upset when I hear this. I'm laughing because that's politics.
Especially when you see a former deputy prime minister and when you see a current MOE minister and all the Jingbang, everybody, PPD and JPN, everybody coming together. School that's totally out of radar. Okay, the only person was looking after the welfare of the school were the state of Selangor and Ganapati Rao, right? And now Papa Raidu. They were totally in it, and they giving in providing fun and stuff like that. All of a sudden you have, because there's a KKB election, right? And they all came. They were so happy with so happy that the school is providing hostel and things like that. Okay, after the election, now, all right, and even the last we went to Parliament last week, meeting some MPs on issues. Okay, when we spoke about Tamil school, SJKT Ladang Kerling came up. So now, right now, we have SJKT Sungai Bakar. So I'm sure there's a lot of things going to be. I saw the videos.
I saw them too.
I also saw the infographic chronology timeline. And then I saw parties making videos and things like that. And there will be some announcement, I'm sure, in a day or two, and the date is coming. So I'm sure after that, go back to square one. Okay, so people, somewhat the voters and the electoral already tuned into this kind of very deceiving tactics.
I'm telling you, just to share one thing with you, a very personal thing, as particularly with this podcast, right? When I started it, I thought we could be part of a conversation that is constructive. But when I see the way politics is going now, it is very hard to be motivated to keep talking about politics because it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Like what you're telling me now, I had no idea about this, right? They start the election, then they put Indians kingmaker la, this la, that la, and then now they want to remove the hostel after they win. They want to remove the hostel.
Yeah,
it's very sad la. It's very sad.
And again, see, until our voters, voters become an informed voters. So right now we are most of the voters are loyalist voters.
Loyal to the party,
whether loyal coalition, to the party, loyal to the person and things like that. They are not informed voters. Informed voters meaning, they actually have some substantive information about certain issues and stuff like that. So they will use that information to make up their mind without infringement of handouts or things like that. So until then, we have to put up with this kind of nonsense. And who is actually a group that gone into? Who are the group actually losing out? Is the voters.
Yeah, we are the ones. We have to pay for everything.
And the worst thing, when the turnout is low, small group will decide for the majority, and the silent majority shying away from this process because there's no trust.
Yeah, more trust.
Or shying away because they're frustrated. And the active majority, the active minority will go in and make things based on their self-interest or induced interest. It is sad. So I'm one guy. Not always the democratic system is the best.
Yeah, I agree. In fact, you should watch my previous video. That's why I was having an argument with someone.
So, yeah.
I prefer dictatorship. Easier.
Especially, I will not give a blanket yay for that statement.
Yeah.
But I'll say ill-informed voters, okay, ill-informed voters more dangerous than the corrupted voters.
That's true. That's true. That's true. That's right.
Really. And
That's true.
our own community, it is for the longest years, we've always been an emotional driven voters. Okay. And if I like this guy, doesn't matter, I will like this guy to death. All right. If I don't like this guy, doesn't matter, I will hate him to death. That kind of things. Right. They will not wanted to evaluate. And again, in this past election, right, 2022, to certain level, there's great hope towards Anwar and things like that. And I again said that there's a lot of hopes, a lot of promises, and the unity government was formed based, especially for the Indian community, based on a lot of expectation.
Yeah.
And again, when the expectation is not met, again there's a backlash. And this exactly same what Obama administration faced in the first term, right?
Yes.
Because expectation is so high.
So high, and I didn't meet it. Yeah.
Do you remember that the first 6 months or so, he was given a Nobel Peace.
Yeah, Nobel laureate.
I thought all those stuff was so.
I didn't think he deserved it, because it's not like he did anything. He just became the president.
Because see, one thing I was very happy is that finally, there is a black
president,
black American heading the White House. So that thing actually, that notion is actually invaded the entire world.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want minority leaders.
It gave a lot of people hope for a better, for more equality and things like that, and that will bring a lot of things to end. But it wasn't.
It wasn't to be.
It wasn't. So
now they have Donald Trump.
The same. They might.
They might. I think they will. Yeah.
So now the same thing Anwar did. When Anwar came in as a prime minister, there's a lot of hope. And again, the hope is there, and the promises are there. Books and books and books, volume and volume.
Yeah,
and
buku
volume.
jingga, buku kuning, buku all colors.
But the problem is, lot of things change after he took over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The worst thing is, I think, communication lah. I'll probably talk more about Anwar's administration as we go.
Yeah. No, but I think diving into the Indian political scene now, we see recently there was a sort of a statement made by one past leader who said that they don't need Urum to join PN as a component party, but they are welcome to be partners. The same thing happened with also, I think either was it yesterday or what, but BN announced that PPP is not a component party, they are just a friend of BN. So now when you have this situation, and particularly in the case of Urum, what do you think Urum should do now when they have been shunned by both PH and PN?
Okay, see, I'm one guy, right? Everybody wanted, if I were, I'm not in any way or form or shape, associated with Urum, or nor I know anything about Urum. But if I were them, all right, I will grow myself, make myself indispensable, then go in and get my thing.
Correct.
See, you sit today, tomorrow you're thinking about how is things are wrong. And then that's first thing. Second thing is, we all wanted to go into the government or wherever, like for Agamam Mani, we want to do seva, all right? And, with all the other NGOs and stuff like that. And political party also wanted to come in and do service to the people. But especially political parties, right? They always forget about doing service. So stay put, stay relevant, earn the position, then demand.
Mm.
So right now there isn't.
They don't have a demanding power.
Okay, one of the thing is membership.
Member base is low.
Okay,
Yeah.
membership.
Yeah, yeah.
That is one thing.
Mm.
And a second thing is the grassroots. The grassroots need to be convinced of your agenda, of your mission, vision, and all the other stuff. So otherwise, that's why see, despite everybody bashing MIC left, right, and center all these years, right? But look how MIC can sustain till today.
They have a very infrastructure. They have
because
branches.
See, they started like that from 1946. That's how they started all over. Okay, and I tell you, my parents, my kampung in Palo is called Kampung India.
Kampung Not India. Racist at all.
Hey, if a Kampung Melayu is okay, why not Kampung India?
There we go. Right? And then we have Kampung China also. Okay, so fair enough.
So Kampung India, and that settlement have about almost 100 bungalow houses or so. Okay, and that land was awarded to individuals by MIC. Then, so MIC in every level, even they, I mean, there's a lot of things to say about their presence, pros and cons, and I mean, positive and negative and things like that. But they always have been part of people's life. Okay, and until today, until today, and they always, so this kind of parties, right, it's very difficult for you to remove them from the community altogether. They will bash, they spit at you, but when you do good, they will come back to you. So I think all parties should take, including right now Malaysian-Indian People's Party, MIP also say, being a part of PN, it's not necessarily a positive thing. Okay, as far as the Indian community is concerned. Okay, so what MIP got to do the same thing, stay put and
build their network.
Not building the net. I mean, building a network does one thing, but start servicing people. Okay, get into get into people's heart, and not by just rhetoric or words or position, by real action. Like we do have issues of the stateless. We have issues. We have unemployment issues. We have issues with our teens and youth and stuff like that. So get down and do whatever needed, and then as this will then automatically will do all the marketing for you.
Exactly, because you build the trust with people.
When you do artificial marketing, so I call it like you're putting your ad in social media and things like that. That's artificial marketing, and that marketing based on hype. If you are not if you don't make your presence felt for a week or two, then you're gone.
But I like what you're saying, because that sort of falls into one thing that I wanted to bring up today. Was even today I saw videos from David Marshall. I saw videos from MIPP and all these parties and all that. They were condemning they were raising the issue of the Sungai Bakap SJKT. These politicians, these parties, what frustrates me is exactly what you're saying. What they do is, whenever there's a by-election, there's election, they just raise an issue and then they blame the people for saying, don't vote for PH, vote for me. This is a problem. Indian parties refuse to move away from this traditional way of doing things, which now doesn't work because the voters are smart. They have already been conned many times. You cannot, there's a saying in English, once bitten, twice shy. They are like that. They know what is fake, what is real, like exactly what you're saying. So like shouldn't Indian leaders now focus instead of just raising an issue, why don't we now focus on solution? I'll give one example. You're talking about SJKT Sungai Bakap, right? The big issue now is that allegedly, they don't have enough funds to complete the project. Okay, the government already gave peruntukan, I think 3.5 million, but apparently it's not enough. Apparently, we don't know. I don't know the inner workings because I can only say from what I read in the articles. Now, if you compare that with Chinese community, they have associations that have raised hundreds of millions by themselves for the community, for their schools. Why can't we do that? Why can't Indian leaders, do you think, why can't Indian leaders switch the entire dynamic and say, okay, look, this is a problem and this is how we're going to solve it? Why can't they do that?
Actually, especially, there's two things, sir. Okay, first of all, okay, the politicians think and do things differently. Okay, and in Malaysia, not only Indian politicians, most of the politicians, they're investing so much on blame games.
Yes, that's the way they go.
See, they've forgotten. So by just blaming you, okay, that is not going to earn positivity or score for me. Okay, blaming, yeah. Now you blame. There were misappropriation of fund and all the good stuff. Okay, fine. So, but blaming is very easy.
Doing is hard.
Okay, it's very easy. So they always take the blaming route first. Okay, the problem is blaming to certain level is, I mean, it is okay lah. I mean, as a politician, you have to play your politics.
Yeah, you have to ride on waves.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But very, very, very important. It is, you must have a path to get the problem solved. So most of these guys are not for solution, because solution takes longer.
Yeah, it takes time.
It takes persistent work. It takes a lot of work. All right, so that is difficult. All right, so what we do, we just blame, and we try to score as much space and limelight based on the issue at that very moment. That's all the thing is. So that's why it's always been like that. Even in Chinese, we have that issue. And raising money among Indians is not difficult. The problem is who is actually raising.
That's true. Okay? That's an issue.
So it's never. I tell you, Professor Ramasamy, within a week, he can raise 1.32 million, right? Okay. And why? Because see, I'm not a big fan of Professor Ramasamy at all. All right? Because Zakir Naik.
Yes.
I think a lot of people, I do not want Zakir Naik to take off one of us. So that was the spirit. Because Zakir Naik, everybody went and donated. So it is not that our community don't want to donate. Who is actually asking for what they're asking? And are they transparent enough? Our biggest problem, because you see, sir, for all these years, start from Mica Holdings until today, we've been having problem managing our fund diligently. Okay.
Transparently also. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Even Mitra. Don't forget Mitra.
Yes. Always. Okay. So so right now, if you ask you want to build a Tamil school, you need about 5 million. You want to raise the 5 million and see who's the team is. I'll give an example, right? Most of the temples, how come the temple can raise 3 million, 4 million for the temples? Why? An individual, it's not even national. Huh? I'll give an example. Recently, Dato Param renovated the Muniswaran temple in Pulapol. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And that goes in million, right? And why can he? I mean, he was so successfully raised that fund and built it. Okay. So it is not. It's not that we don't want to give. All right. The community don't want to give. You have not given the reason to the community. One, and second, we do not have that leader that actually command that trust for them to donate. So opposed to Chinese community, especially when it comes to school, right?
They're very.
So, the Dongzong and Jiaozong, they have their own funding mechanism built in. And then you have to go back to the history first. See, our schools, especially Tamil schools, were built and managed by estate owners.
The companies.
Okay, mostly.
Yeah.
All the plantations. So, and because of the 1930s legislation in Delhi on the Kangani system, right? So most of the schools were built and managed by the plantations. Okay, somebody else. Okay, while Chinese school all were built and managed by the community, because they all were in
Kampung Baru and all that.
not Kampung Baru. Kampung Baru was only after. They were all in their settlements. Their settlements were in plantations.
Yeah. They were never.
They were in Lombong and that area and things like that. So they had that. They had the time, almost 200 years, to perfect their union, their funding, their system, their NGOs and stuff like that.
But it's not hard to perfect the system, though. That's a frustrating thing for me.
So here we don't. I will tell you. Probably when I'm sure you have Tamil school.
I do. Yeah.
And believe it or not, Vinod, today, July 3rd, 2024, we have 64% of Tamil schools are sitting on estate lands. Why? After 67 years of independence, we still have Tamil schools sitting on an estate land? What went wrong? Why?
I think just because the urbanization of Indians, and then there was no coherent movement of infrastructure.
That movement, it's a very normal. Very normal phenomenon. Okay, people once they get education, they will look for places, and this happens every other country. The problem is our Ministry of Education never recognized this as an issue. Our leader, we have leaders based on rhetorics, not knowledge
and policies and all that.
So when you have no knowledge, you will not have. See, until today, sir, you will see very few leaders that will talk with the facts and figures, right? And they will just say, whatever things they want to say, just to convince you, but they will not try to convince you with the facts and figures, because they themselves do not know, right? So that happened. So there's a lot of disparity in many ways when it comes to Indian related matters, because there's no champion to fight. Okay. And there is no political will to solve it, or seriously solve it. And third, there's no knowledge of what exactly needed.
Okay, but what you're saying now, a few weeks back, I had the president of a new party, Bersih. He was we were talking, and he brought up a point that he called Indian leaders are nothing but subordinates. I mean, he used the word slaves, but I edited it to be subordinates because it's a much softer word, right? And he had a point. If you look now, you see, recently at the KKB elections, you see that Datuk Saravanan has mentioned openly that MIC was not included in certain placements or positions and all that kind of stuff. But regardless, they still support Anwar. Then you have the issue with MIPP, who when they joined PN, Bersatu had some issues with that as well. You have PPP now, as I said earlier, they are just a friend. You have now Urum, nobody wants Urum. So Indian leaders in general don't seem to have any clout or any authority in any political arena to make demands. You see, when I spoke to Dato Karunanan, who was deputy MOE, right? He said that when he was there, he had policies, he demanded money from Najib, and Najib also gave, right? That's a different thing. But it was based on study, and then that's when they actually created SEDIC. There was a clear, almost like you could say, then they had the blueprint, which is a very good document. I've read it. It's very, very good, actually. And they seem to have a clear path. Now everything is gone, right? Nothing is happening. So shouldn't this problem now, we as, like in your case, you're an activist, why then still look at politicians to solve this problem? For example, like Tamil schools. Why look at them to solve the problem? Because they don't have the power to demand. We have to take into our own hands, like the Chinese community. Don't you think so?
Okay, you are right. So before getting into this, I just want to give you a little bit of history lesson so that you understand the issues with our leaders now. Okay, when 1946 MIC was formed, right? MIC and MCA and UMNO all formed after the Malayan Union and things like that. So from 1946, let me zoom into MIC only. From 1946 right up to 1951. 1951, the leadership at that time, okay, were only, they were only concentrating on the issue of work permit, okay, and citizenship. That's all. They do not have a clear vision where they want to go. So all the fight, starting from John TV and then Chettiar, Buxing, everybody, until KL Davasar. Davasar were the president from 1951 to 1955. He's a Punjabi
The
lawyer,
last non-Tamil.
non-Tamil speaking Hindu Punjabi lawyer.
Yeah.
Okay, let me be
Yeah,
clear.
yeah.
Okay, 1951 to 1955. He's the only one who was fighting for other than fighting for things that other than citizenship, work permit, and things like that. He was talking more into education and land ownership and things like that. All right. So what happened in 1946? This ultra Malay group, because see, every time you have a problem, okay. See, like example, I must thank Zakir Naik. Okay, him coming to Malaysia 2016. Okay, first time he's coming to Malaysia 2016 September, right? So it actually gave us a reason to congregate all. To unite all the Hindus.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, and then from there, I remember there's a lot of NGOs were together. We have a special task force. We were zooming into these guys and continuously. So whenever you have a puchandi like this, the people all will come together. So 1946, when there were Malayan Union, it brought all the Malay activists and like-minded people together. The very important is definitely Tunku Abdul Rahman, Jafar Wan then, and then it was Tun Raza and Ismail Arun, all these guys lah. Okay, they were very clear, because 1946 there's already talk of giving India their independence, and India is a jewel of the British.
Yeah.
If they're already giving out India, okay, obviously they're going to come to Peninsula too. So they were ready. They want four things to be in place. One is definitely the special rights of the royals and the special rights of the locals and Bahasa Melayu and Islam. These four things, they are very clear. All right. So they're very clear. But our leaders then, 1946, weren't very clear. So 1946 right up to 51, the only things that they were fighting about, it is all about wanted to be a Malaysian citizen and work permit and that kind of stuff. And politics never enter estates, because estates belongs to most of the white men, right? So, and to manage the estate needs and things like that, NEPW, National Union Plantation Workers, were there. All right. So estates always out of the formula, always. All right. 1951 to 1955, KL Davasar. So KL Davasar and Tunku Abdul Rahman don't get along. Obviously, when you're talking more than follow, obviously nobody going to be working with you.
Yeah.
So when the Reid Commission, everything started, they already start the talk of independence. Okay, so Devasar, they could not work with Devasar. Devasar is demanding too much. So then that's when 1955 they have to go and get Tun Samandan. At that time he was the chairman at Sungai Siput, and he newly married, okay, from Sidambaram, studied there, came here, and then a fresh boiler, okay, and Tunku Abdul Rahman handpicked, asked him not one time, not two times, not three times, fourth time he said yes, he will compete for the MSc leadership. Okay, 1955. Okay, first time MSc break into two, Northern Indian and Southern Indian won. Okay, first time. So when 1955, Tun Sambandan took over. Okay, right from 1955 until Samvelu. Okay, the leadership minds always been loyalty. They're very loyal to who? Loyal to Tunku. Okay, yeah, Tunku Patukvara, everything Tunku will take care. That's how it was. So they weren't any clear path. Yes, of course, during his time, there was NLFC. He was trying to come up with a cooperation here, then, but there's no clear path. But 1971, especially after the 1969 May 13, okay, under Tan Sri Manika's leadership, he tried to do first blueprint. Okay, it's called Blue Book. Okay, and headed by Dr. Padma. Okay, it is actually a piece of work, very good, and I'm sure most of the MIC guys do not have it. I have a copy. All right,
okay.
Just to let you know.
Fair enough,
all right,
yeah.
It's a good piece of work because Dr. Padma is an economist. Okay, and a renowned economist. All right, so he headed that, and during 1971, first time, right? But that Blue Book did not get traction with Tun Razak.
Okay.
It did not go anywhere lah. So right up to Samuel's time. Okay, so all this while they were actually big loyal and trying to get whatever they can. There is no clear path on the Indian. So the leadership, all okay. We are loyal. Let's be loyal to our prime minister or to our master lah. All right, that's how. Okay, it started from 1955 from Tun Samandan. Okay, and then after that comes Samuel in 80s, right? Right up to 2008. Yeah, 2008. Okay, the leadership's mind were all about power and control. So Samuelu all about controlling. He need to control the entire missionary of MIC altogether. There were time. I think there was an issue with the Subra, Tan Sri Subra. Okay, there was issue with the Mahalingam. All these things.
Yeah,
right?
I remember those.
So
issues,
and they were left and right, shutting down branches and starting branches. This kind of things. So again, that leadership's all about control and power. But nevertheless, during that time, he invested a lot of things on education. Vento, a lot of colleges,
TAFE College,
TAFE
AIMS,
College, and all the stuff, and then even AIMS. Okay, all
and then
all but again,
and MIDF,
the WIT also, Vento, and all these things, right? I'm trying to recall my history.
No, I think it's MIDF. I think the one, the scholarship they give.
Malaysian,
okay.
MIED. MIED.
Yeah.
Right. So all the stuff, but again, there's no plan, right? Just go ahead walk, right? Things, education, and he started one graduate, one family. Okay, ஒரு வீட்டுக்கு ஒரு பட்டதாரின்னு. Okay, fine. So that was somewhat he was pushing, but his things all about power and control. Then comes after 2008, our community became leaderless. Okay, so in absence of decisive leader, because remember 8th March of 2008, that historical election that brought most of the big talwats down.
Yes.
All right. I remember exactly. I remember where I was, and
that was an amazing election.
Listening to Sungai Sipoda, Samuel Dotu Vidara.
That was. I remember he had a cake and all ready and all that. I remember that.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that. So after that, okay, from 2008 right up to 2024, okay, the leadership. There's nothing leading the community. So in absence of clear leader or leadership, okay, there's three things takes precedent. So you want to influence, you want to convince the Indian community or the Indian voters. There's three things, as we say, TNT, temple, okay, Tamil school, and NGO. That's the reason. Immediately after 2008. Okay, there's a big surge of NGOs, 2013, 2000, and then you saw actually a lot more NGOs in 2013 and so on. Okay, the NGOs were playing a big role. because there's no leaders. So you want me to do something, get all the NGOs that are friendly to me, and give them fun and for them to do whatever things needed lah. So until today, there's three things: the NGO, the Tamil school, and the temple. Temple meaning religious issue. Okay. Tamil school meaning education issue, and NGO meaning the NGOs lah.
Social issues.
So we do not have a leader. Why we do not have a leader? We do not have one single leader that actually command the majority support of the people. Because why? Eventually, all the leadership, we are looking into political leadership. And we have 222 constituencies, and none of them have Indian majority. The highest is only 30%.
Santosala.
Yes. That is Don. Okay. Klang the highest.
Klang, yeah.
Okay, that's it. So if I only look into Indian, okay, I will not win even one seat. Obviously, okay, if there's 22 seats that you cannot win without the help of Indian. That's why we call it Kingmaker.
Yeah.
Kingmaker. But we are the poor kings lah, right?
Poor kingmakers.
We are the poor kingmakers. Yeah. True. That is that. So we do not have a leader. And then why we do not have a leader? Since then, okay, all the leaders that we see is all the leaders in politics. See, there were times, sir, okay, in 1940s, 1950s and 60s, okay, they are very powerful NEPW leader. I'm sure you can recall a gentleman by the name PPN
Narayanan. Yes.
Narayanan, very, very powerful. PPN, where they call it lah. All right. So right now we don't have.
But okay.
Non-political. He wasn't a political person.
No, yes, but on that point, just to build on that point, you see, like recently, I was just talking to you actually, Dato Sivaraja. He mentioned that he wants 2,500 seats for matriculation allocated for Indian students, right? But if you read that article in Star, what happens if you go down to the last sentence? What he says is, but he's saying this and he hopes the government will take action. That's all. So, and I also want your opinion about this, about the matriculation.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because you are very experienced in this. But couldn't that also be a reason why Indians don't have a leader? It's because no leader wants to take that next step to say, okay, I want 2,500 seats and this is how I'm going to go about it. You see, if someone is not giving you the seats, okay, let's just assume, I don't 100% believe that a government will refuse to give seats. I think maybe there could be some discrepancy in terms of perhaps there are no proposals going or right proposals and all that, those kind of things. But if someone is not giving it to you, you have to build it yourself. That should be the way, because we cannot keep singing the same song. Oh, the leaders, we don't have leaders. You're right. I agree with you 100%. But the community needs to understand we have failed ourselves. We have accepted this entire narrative that, we Indians are this, we are not this, we are not good. When actually we are very good. And we have the people like the M40s, the T20s in our group that can actually facilitate change. But I think it should come from us. We cannot keep blaming the leaders. That's what I think.
Yes, true. So just to give you why we are here, all right, just to give you some historical perspective. So there's no decisive leaders. And the leaders that we have is all political leaders.
Yeah.
And I tell you, political leaders is not a leader. Because a leader, when you already have an agenda, you have your own vision, and that vision is not the community's vision. It is your party's vision. Again, your party's vision can never be a community's vision.
Yes, of course.
Okay,
100%.
Like an example, I'm representing XYZ party. Okay, and this is my vision. That vision belongs to your NYZ party, and that cannot be the community's party. So that's why we need a leader, and for longest time the leadership will not happen one day, one night.
No.
So since after 2000, 2010, 11, there's a lot of young leaders. Okay, I must say I'm one of them that came from that because they were the role of NGO become big. In 2013, we set up a special task force, a Hindu Conversion Action Team, and combining all the 8 prominent Hindu NGOs and address the conversion issue. And today, the conversion issue it is in the forefront of the community because the NGO then came together.
Yeah.
We have seen about 7,000 over cases. We have about 1,200 cases in Sharia court and in civil court.
Of conversion.
Conversion.
Wow.
So there's so much of things happening. So what I'm telling, I mean, by to the viewers, all right, political leaders cannot be seen as a community leader. Let get it right, lah. Okay, you have to be either left or right. The middle one is no use. All right, and example, Datuk Sivaraja's thing. Eventually, he's a senator in Dewan Negara, and he's somewhat part of this administration.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to get that. And then what Datuk Sivaraja did not. I mean, I think his point is correct. His demand is reasonable. What is missing is the solution. So if we can, because right now what the PMX is saying, we have to stick to the quota system because the 153 gives the right for the Malays to have the quota and things like
social
that.
contract.
I agree, but not for 90%. All right. Okay, you want to stick to 90%? That's fine. Okay, and then left with the 10%. The total capacity of matriculation 44,000. Okay, 10% out of 44,000 is 4,400. So that in between that, you want to divide among Chinese and Indian, right? So if Indian wants 2,500, left about 1,900 for the Chinese. That's not fair. So what's the solution now?
Make it equal. Depends on the intake.
Because they want 90%. All right? They want 90%. Okay, they have 39,600. Right?
But then in the case, just to paint some context, so currently in this constitution, how many seats are awarded to Indians for the matriculation?
Last year there's 1,116.
So now people are saying they want 2,005. Even you are asking for 2,000.
Yeah, because the last time, 2017, okay, there were 2,000. The first time, okay, there were 2,162 seats were offered to the Indian. Okay, and courtesy of Najib, okay, he offered 2,500. He offered 2,500 seats.
Okay.
Allocated 2,500 seats. Out of that, 2,162 accepted to the program. Okay. Since then, since 2017, which means since Pakatan 2018 until today, everything is downhill. All right, but the capacity of matriculation have grew. Okay, from 25,000 to 44,000, 76%.
Wow.
So,
but our percentage is going down.
The capacity have grew 76%, while Indian intake have dwindled 48%. Justify this, lah. You don't take any genius,
Yes, doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So and tomorrow, okay, we have the press conference. Of course, I'm gonna be offering a solution to that, because I just do not want to bang on things that they don't want to do. Okay, fine. You don't want to do that. Fine. What alternative can I offer? So I think it's very difficult for political leaders to be leader. Like even I tell you before. I went to the parliament, met some of the MPs. All MPs agree concurs with the 2,500 threshold for Indian. But why weren't they talking? Because why? They are their party leaders. They are the representative of their party. If they are from PKR, they are PKR leaders. If they are from DAP, they are DAP leaders. So it'll be foolish. It'll be stupid of the community to think they are the community leaders. Call the spade as a spade, lah. Because their party interest comes first.
Okay, so now that you're saying you want 2,500 matriculation seats, What is your solution to making that happen?
Okay. So now we are jumping into the matriculation issue, right?
No, I'm just curious
Okay.
because you say, yeah. What's your solution?
All right. So one of the reason I was privy in a lot of the meetings prior 2000. I told you I jumped in 2013, and the very first Malaysian officer that I met then was Najib. So Najib was the first guy I met as a government officials then lah. Then I told you my first problem was with the Mohideen Yassin. All right. So I started there. So through the course, right? So there's so many meetings, especially Plan Tindakan Sekolah Tamil. We were involved. We were working together with Dr. N.S. Rajendran and things like that. And then slowly one after another. Okay, when in 2013, the first time Najib is putting allocation to the matriculation is in the year 2012. 2012 with the 1,500. Before that, believe it or not, is only about 300, 350. 2011 was 359.
My goodness.
And then 2011 was only 500. And then jumped to 1,500. Okay. So all credits, okay, goes to Najib. Najib started that trend, 1,500. So from 1,500, slowly. So at that time, of course, the 90-10 composition. So one of the reasons he want to give more seats to the Indian, all right? But at the same time, you also want to maintain the numbers for the Bumiputra. So one of the reasons why the capacity of matriculation was increased so that the more seats can be awarded to the Indian.
So the ratio can be maintained.
So that's why we have increased the capacity to 76%. But unfortunately, okay, he actually increased because from 1,500, slowly he went to 2,500. And 2017, before the
New government.
2018 election, okay, there were 2,162. That's the highest ever in Malaysian history.
Okay.
Okay. So, and after that, and it started, the worst actually, it is 2018. Okay. And and 2018, we know it started from Teo Nichi. The deputy minister was Teo Nichin. It was what was that guy? Malik what?
Mazli Malik.
Mazli Malik. Mazli Malik. And then so on. And end up only 1,100. 1,116 last year. So the capacity have grew, but the Indian seats shrunk. Okay, this is not fair. Okay, fine. If they want to maintain that 39,600 for the Bumi, wallah. What I'm proposing, okay, so let's have a 5 years plan. Okay, let's give Indian 2,500 per year. Okay, additional and review every 5 years. Okay, see if we have reached the capacity. Reach our benchmark. What's our benchmark? Only 9% of the Indian community are graduates compared to the national average of 12%. So we are almost 3%. In other term, I like to put we are 33% behind the national average. So this will be my benchmark. I have 9%. I have 12%. So now I try to push through
until you reach that 12%.
Yes, only basic just to reach there. So for that, you don't have space, right? So then get few of the universities to run the matriculation program funded by the government. I think before this, TAFE College have offered. Okay, and right now we have aims. Okay, let's have, you're giving 1,000, say so, yesterday, Fadlina said, YB Fadlina said 1,400. Okay, fine. So that means I'm short of 1,100, right? 1,100. Can I have it in aims and TAFE? Kalau ada niat, mesti ada jalan. If there is a will, there's always a way. The problem is this. So now, PMX cannot hide on a 153. And just for the viewers, what the 153, every time when he talks about quota, he goes to 153. And please, for God's sake, 153, Article 153 in our constitution, do not stipulate the percentile of the quota. It says we can have quotas in services, permit, education, and things like that. It suggests
But it doesn't state a exact number.
So it did not say 90-10. It did not say 100%. All right, 100% is not quota anymore lah. Okay, it's 90-10.
Yeah.
So if we follow the composition of the population, 64% are Bumis. All right, the 36% are non-Bumis. Okay, can we not have that composition in matriculation? Right now, I'm asking 2,500. I did not ask 2,500 out of a blue. Okay, it is only 5.6% of the entire capacity. That is very reasonable, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
If 6% is a 29, 48.
But if that's the case, then why can't we develop our own centers to provide the extra space?
Okay.
The gap, to meet the gap.
We can, but eventually, who must give the certification? Who must give the okays? Who must give this kind of stuff? It is a government that must give you okay. I think right now, I'm sure like I think Binary University also offered this. So all these universities are willing to work with the KPM. Okay.
Are they willing to work with universities?
I mean, again, whether KPM willing to work with them and to acknowledge, first of all, before anything, you must acknowledge there's a disparity. Okay, 9% and 12%. 9% எங்க 12% எங்க இத வந்து acknowledge பண்ணனும். Acknowledge பண்ணிட்டோனே அது என் benchmark. That's my benchmark. So now they have to go, okay, one of the quick pathway. Okay, quick pathway. It is a matriculation. That's exactly why even Mahathir came out with the matriculation, because he wanted a shortcut than STPM. All right. So let us follow the same trend. Okay. So if you give me 2,500 and every 5 years we review whether we reach that benchmark or not. Once we reach the benchmark, and then at that time we can agree to whatever things that you're giving lah. At this time. And PMX repeatedly, I actually counted, there's 4 times, right? And you know why we counted it? I'm working on a United Nations Child Rights Commission report every 5 years. Okay. So you know lah, I need information.
Data driven. Right? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, when you go out of Malaysia, you must be a data driven.
Data driven, yes.
Right.
In Malaysia, don't it?
In Malaysia, lantak lah kan.
Lantak lah.
So sekarang, you always say, okay, India needs help. Okay, we are the trailing ethnic group in Malaysia, and he conquers. And I concur with him too. Yes, Indians are really backward and need some help. And 18% out of the entire miskin Tegar, okay, remember that he
poverty lah, abject poverty.
That he wanted to put nota when last year. Okay, 1st January he wanted to put a nota for the miskin Tegar. Never happened.
Yes. He want to eradicate poverty.
I just want to go a little bit last, in case people forgotten.
Yeah.
It's bad. My memory is bad that I don't forget.
Okay.
So, miskin Tegar, 18% of the miskin Tegars are Indian. That means we are 3 times of the population percentage in terms of miskin Tegar. So
what do you mean 3 times the population?
18% of the entire population of miskin Tegar in Malaysia is Indian. So we are only 6.7% of the population. So you take 18 divide by 6.7, you will see you're almost 2.7 times, 2.6 times. So I am almost triple.
By ratio, you're almost triple. Okay.
I mean, just that. So the thing is, you have to acknowledge somewhere. All right, this is the problem. So now one of the, of course, there is a lot of other issues that we can do to reduce the miskin Tegar and all the stuff. I understand, but one of the effective one is education. My family, 9 of us from Palo Estate, mom and dad are rubber tappers, illiterate. Okay, from B40, a bad B40 to a T20, it only 1 generation education. Okay. Simple, done. I'm sure that's a case for you too. Most of us in estate.
Yeah, okay? I'm from estate.
And for every one guy that actually, for every one happy ending story, okay, we have about 100 sad story back in estate. My very classmates from my grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, I went and met. And this is the thing, right? So education is the quickest and most effective. And effective not only ஒரே கல்ல நாலஞ்சு மாங்கா. One thing is, of course, the poverty. And second thing, social problem. We are talking about alcohol abuse, drug abuse, and we are talking about gangsterism. We are talking about all kinds of things. All these things, the only thing you have to concentrate is education, Baba. Nothing else. You don't take a genius. You can't be that dumb to be policymakers and planners when you do not know this. The problem is they know. And always our problem is that we do not get prioritized.
By even our own leaders.
Our own leaders, because our own leaders, actually not our own leaders, the party leaders, Indian party leaders. They are not community leaders. I refuse to accept that because they have their parties at their best interest. Okay, in this thing, if anybody from MIC they say they are Indian leaders, I can accept because their party is 100% Indian. Okay, other than that, other parties I cannot accept lah. So these are the things. So we have given a benchmark. We have given a solution. Right now, it takes no brainer to do it.
Yeah, you're right. All the answer is quite simple. But because we've sort of gone over time a bit, I enjoyed this conversation. But just I know. We will have part 2 after your
please do.
Part 2.
Because
okay.
I haven't got the jigs yet.
I have about, I think, 20 questions here. But I think I touched 3 or 4 only.
Okay.
No. But in closing, I think you are referring to the plan that you guys published on your website, the Hindu Service Center. I saw one document that you guys produced about the problems and solutions and all that. And that is where I also saw this issue of 9% of the Malaysian-Indian population possess a degree. Only 9%, right? So, but on another topic, you also talk about employment. You say that basically you are one of the ways that you are proposing to overcome the unemployment issue among Indian youth is making it mandatory for GLCs to have 5% of their workforce be Indian youth. Now, my thing is, why should we make it mandatory when instead shouldn't we focus on making Indian youth more employable, like introducing professional certification courses for them and all these centers? Shouldn't that be the way?
Yeah, I mean, let us come to the issue of unemployment now.
Yeah.
Again, let me start stating with the statistics first. Okay, and this statistics, I share the statistics from Institute Khazanah Research Center by Dr. Muhammad. Okay, the unemployment among Indian youth, the age of 18 to 35, okay, it is 24. We are 6 times higher than national unemployment average.
Okay,
6 times higher. Of course, he have written a beautiful paper on it, and let me take the jigs out of it lah.
Yeah.
So this particular group, why they are unemployed? Okay, one of the things definitely education level. Okay, education level.
So it comes back to the matriculation.
Okay, education, and then this group, the one totally unemployed, okay, is not only the matriculation group, because these guys are really, if not matriculation, they would have gone to any IPTS or somewhere they would have gone. See, this one synonym with the issue of dropouts. Okay, in any given year, the dropout rate among Indian is about 9%.
Okay.
9%.
Out of the entire student body?
Yes.
Okay.
9%.
No, that's okay. I mean, that's
Okay.
not too high.
And 9% for the higher education, I mean secondary education, and 13% for the primary education.
Primary level.
All right. Okay. And this include also parents that do not send their kids to school. That's is also considered. So the dropouts, actually they are dropouts. And then on top of that, the problem will be compounded by discrimination. And then there's no even space for them to enter. So right now, GLCs, is a government-linked companies, are not considered as government. So right now we are talking about 4.2%, 3% employment in government, excluding every employment from GLCs. And GLC are the biggest employer employer. And if the government in a position of dictating the direction and the policy and finance of GLCs, why can they have a policy to allow Indians to come in too? So there were time 36% of LLN then. Now TNB lah.
yeah.
I do not know that. I know
LLN is
LLN.
Lembaga
Lembaga Elektrik Negara. Okay, now it's TNB, right?
Okay.
Were Indian, all right?
The railways also.
Yeah, at this time. So I'm not saying, of course, from LLN and TNB, they are apple and orange lah. They have grown really big. So I'm saying, why can we have policies in GLCs? All right, because when we go to Suruhanjaya Perkhidmatan Awam, okay, we had a meeting actually, all right, asking them how to get more Indians there. Or they're saying, oh, per year we only have about only 40,000 people are retiring, and we cannot put in, and it's a slow process, it will take longer, and all the reasons. Okay, I understand. Okay, fine, all right, but then I will look for alternative lah. Okay, can I not have these guys in? So my question is, what is wrong having that? Because right now you have a policy for Bumiputra. Okay, I'm not questioning. If the policy is done right. Okay, fine. But I'm questioning, why isn't that for the Indian? Because you continuously telling the Indians are trailing, right? You're acknowledging that we need help. So why aren't you helping? Okay, if you can think, and this is what, and I'm telling you, the paperwork that you saw in my website, that was the presentation that we did for the 12 Malaysia plan.
Yes, correct.
And 12 Malaysia plan, and at that time, it was a long presentation with the EPU. At that time, I told EPU guys, all right, he was doing the debate lah. I said, if you do not take care of the issues of Indian, this will turn to be a national security issue. And please learn from Sri Lanka. And that's exactly when a community have nothing to lose, they have everything else to gain. Yeah. When you push a community to the corner, okay, you cannot expect the community will stay there or just disappear. That is wrong. Okay, take a lesson. My last word to them, take a lesson from Sri Lanka. You do not want that coming here. And what happened in Sri Lanka is not only unique to Sri Lanka. It's a normal human behavior. Okay, we need it. That's exactly why 2007 there was a big uprising. Indian will never take a street unless needed. 2007 was only the second time since turn of the century. 1930s, just after before the World War I. Okay, after that, it was 2007. And we don't take it to the street like what the other communities are. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we have issues and we have small pockets and stuff like that. But massive movement, we don't. No. So take a lesson. And I think this government also doing the same thing, taking the same path. So that's why we need a sustainable blueprint. And the Indian blueprint that was done in 2017, okay, under the Najib administration, and involve multi-parties. I was involved. Okay, again, I'm not a political person by any means. When it comes to a work, academic work on planning like this, I always volunteer myself, and it was headed by Professor N.S. Rajendran. All right, it's a good piece of work, and we must have a plan. If you don't have a plan, that means you don't have a benchmark, you do not have a KPI, you don't have anything. So you do not want Indian to survive. You want Indian to thrive. Yeah. So for a person, for a community to thrive, like how Bumiputra have a Traju plan, they have an annual economic congress and things like that. Without plan, nothing will go on. Like the country needs budget. Every 5 years, we need a Malaysian plan and things like that. The Indian also need a plan. And right now, I'll tell you, if a PMX and Madani government take the route they are in today, definitely 2027, they will not get the full support of the community. They have nothing to show. enough of the promises. So, we the NGOs, okay, and other academic group willing to work with the government of the day to assist them, but I can only help if they're willing to accept our help or acknowledge there's a problem. But right now they want to mitigate the problem. That's the problem. Okay, mitigate the problem and hoping that people ignore and give a piecemeal. Piecemeal will not solve the problem. So Indian problem going to only grow big. Okay, 17% of the violent crimes are committed by Indian, and 35% almost prisoners are Indian, and 50% of the prisoners that goes in will come out and commit again. So all this data, I mean, you don't take a genius to understand the data. And I think there are some good advisors and things like that. The problem is there is no political will, and Madani government, it is doing the same thing that the BN government then did. Okay, but when Najib took over, it was too late, and they actually banked on it. All right, right now, Indian community can now compare, and I think if the vote is between Najib and Anwar, Indian vote without any doubt will go to
BN.
Will go to Najib. I'm not sure what end they're going to be.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just giving you. So the problem is there's no political will. Vinod, it's sad, and NGOs like us have done so much of work, and I'm sure you saw the piece of work that we did, and we refused to just submit. We went and deliberated for 4 hours. I remember that day. It was April 1st, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went and deliberated and we debated 4 hours without lunch break, because I want to show that it is a national security threat for the country. They need to intervene. Okay. In absence of having a decisive intervention program with the issues pertaining to Indian, this will turn into a civil war, and we have too many countries that we can use as an example.
There we go.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Arun. We unfortunately come to an end, but we must have part 2 because I have not even finished half of the questions. But it was very entertaining to listen to your input. I agree with a lot of things that you're saying. I do believe that there's a lot of room for improvement, and you're right. The government must take a more active role with NGOs. I also agree with you that I don't think political leaders can be known as community leaders. Those are two different things. But the work that you're doing is amazing. I wish I can be there for your press con tomorrow, but I'll be there for the next one. Hopefully, I will be there. And so thank you again, but definitely come on again. Let's talk another date. Okay,
yes. I need to talk to you about Tamil school.
I haven't touched Tamil school, nothing. Next one. Next one. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be, as always, if you guys want to connect with Arun, we'll be sharing all his links in the descriptions of the videos. As always, please share your comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll see you again soon. We'll see you again with Arun. Thank you. Good night. Have a good day. Thank you, Arun.
Thank you. Vetrivel Muruganuku.
Thank
Arogara.
you.